There are simply things in this world that we cannot outrun. There's the pressure of making one last video, the feeling of being obligated to record the next short. There's also goodbyes, and I know that sounds like a curveball, but to be in line with the theme of making some form of reflective. At first, it was a piece of writing. I remember writing threads during the end of years or New Year's. Calling it the end of years makes it sound way worse than it has to be. Now, videos. And so, I didn't even feel like making these at one point. I didn't even had the intention to record this up until GPT of all. I don't want to go over that. Anyways, I'm back home again. Pretty sure around this time last year, I was also in this space or in this road, and I would say that it's pretty reflective of my mental state right now. In the past few months, I've been in an effort to restore my old selves. I've always treated my identity composed of other sub identities who has their own set of ambitions, identity crisis, their own preferences, their own. It's weird. I wouldn't want to go over it now, but I believe I have covered it before. But again, I'm at a point in my life where change has taken place, and there really is no point in being bummed over that very thing. It's sad, but here's the view. Yeah, I mean, buildings are being built, the leaves, the grass are overgrowing and spilling all over the road. It's the same place where I grew up, but not quite anymore. And I think that's what I would like this conversation to go towards, which is something that is probably future Homer would frustrate himself over, given that this is overused. This conversation is over talked about here. I'm in a situation in which this one change is taking place, and I know once it takes place, it is indeed the new era. I mean, that's like doesn't even make sense at this point to say that. I just moved to college. There's that canon event with my breakup. I mean, what else, right? Could be a pivotal moment this far into the game. That being deaths, right? Let's say my grandfather right now, who is in critical condition. I don't want to understate and sugarcoat it. I think it's only appropriate to, describe it as it is. But yeah, there's that sense of time really is ticking. Like not just in hypothesis or in theory or in formulas or whatnot. Time does take things away. I've talked about it multiple times in multiple videos, in multiple essays, in multiple reflections, whether pessimistic, optimistic, delusional, realistic. They all just do its thing. And at this point in my life, I think this is a good spot to. Never mind, I can sit down there. Anyways, it just comes to a point where it's not even despair anymore, it's just complete resignation. I think that's like a very appropriate word that encompasses what I'm feeling in the past month, not months, because in the past few months I've been in identity reforms, a lot has taken place, a lot of reflection, a lot of trying to figure out what I actually want in life. Because I thought I had it all figured out. Again, in Homer classic way, I have this video thing that most people wouldn't even begin to think about doing, and to be quite frank, I enjoy doing this, but it doesn't make life easier, apparently, which I should have expected that. But see this, like, I grew up in this place, and this is beautiful, right? But it's also deteriorating, it's rotting in its own way. Like I said, it might be reflective of my mental space, not my mental health, perhaps, but the space. Some things are resolved, some things needs resolvement. I don't even know if that's a word. That wasn't there before. Wait, how do you do this? I still suck at this. That huge ass crane, right? And perhaps in a few months or so, God forbid, weeks or so, my grandfather wouldn't be here no more, right? And that changes so much about this place. It's as if you're taking away a key character. Because key places, right? It's always the other way around thus far in my life. It's either, not really either, but it's usually me going away or parting ways with something or someone or somewhere. But now it's the other way around. I frequent to this place every summer, every break. I haven't been here in a year and almost everything has changed, but at the same time, I know it's still the same place that I grew up in. I mean, it's the same road. I've gone up and down this road more than 1,000 times probably. And so, as always, it makes me think, right? If there was a way to just for me to stop thinking, then I would have taken that pill a long time ago. But I don't think it's as simple as stop thinking. I have been working on trying to silence my mind, given that, of course, in times of tragedy like this, there really is no point in being stuck in your own head. I just saw this quote a few hours ago where, do you think living in your own head more than most people would make it so that your rent is lower? No. And interacting with a bunch of people who are practically realists, who've seen through the shits of life and hearing their perspectives about it. And I know that these people have gone through things, like through things. And with all the philosophies that I've been trying to read about, but not being able to embody, I guess I am really in that pivot point in terms of grappling with everything I've been grappling in this past few years of my life. And in this case, time and change because it's practically a god. There's nothing else I can do. This is like the pit knuckle, the epitome of all my struggles. Time and change, it happens. And like I said, it's not even despair anymore about it. Like I don't really even care about it anymore. Like, oh, right, yeah, this is happening now. Okay? And all I can ever really do, and all I can do is be here. Like, sure, I can fantasize about building a time machine, but as it stands now, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. It makes you think. It does make me think because what else am I greater at than thinking about things? Like, look at this guy. What I'm trying to essentially describe is this year is probably half of it is I forgot the 7 stages of grief, but I'm pretty sure the last one is acceptance. The second half is acceptance, and the first half is what comes before that. I've described it before, the whole breakup thing, the whole operation, get your heart broken, had so many holes in its plan set up. I mean, the fact that it creeps in almost every aspect of my life is such a huge miscalculation on my end, or Homer's end at that time. Figuratively speaking, that Homer is dead. I think that's also a theme that is relevant nowadays for me, especially that in my daily stoic journaling, the theme for this month is death. And there's the grandfather situation, and there's me grieving over the dead Homer, which is Homer 39. Shout out to you, Homer 39. Again, this is just me trying to get comfortable with the camera after so long. I've been stressing out over other things in life, which I know I shouldn't be. Again, it's another one of my save and load points. I think I showed that before. I haven't saved and loaded on purpose for years. Oh no, not years. For a few months now. perhaps even a year. I just, again, it's resignation. There's no point. I wouldn't say it's complete hopelessness. I mean, it's edging that. If I do let go, I feel like if I let all my routines slip, which, by the way, has slipped hard, very much. But on the other end of that as well, I can take it as a corresponding what's preventing me from just putting my life and mindset under a complete rehaul. The way I describe it, I'm just keeping it silent. I think that describes it actually. Just learning how to be silent where there's no sounds of war, the grind, this early Sunday mornings where I'm just in the floor doing nothing. And I couldn't be doing something like, I don't know, planning the next video or writing the next script or doing something that I know would contribute, but I think this is an important phase in my life. I just stepped on shit as I said that. I just stepped on shit as soon as I said that. I think that's my cue. I don't know if I'll record another one of these things before New Year ends, which is, but yeah, it is. Like I had mentioned in that breakup video, the lessons, it's a gradual progressive thing, and I've been dipping down and up in random spikes rather. Yun, Homer, Holmes, yeah, people die. No, they don't just disappear. They die. I mean, that's part of like the umbrella thing, but I think you get the point, right? So people die. Places that you know and are familiar with are like they change as well. So I don't know how to grapple with that, but I'm living through it. So yeah, something outro. Oh, and Merry Christmas, everybody. I forgot about that part. Yeah, something. P.S. Merry Christmas. Maybe Happy New Year. I'm like mentally unsharp right now. Real outro.